Hi everybody. Here to inform you a little bit about my Aunt Emma. Aunt Emma was this beautiful woman that is also a teacher, a mother, and a grandmother. About 3 years ago, she gave me a phone call to let me know some news. They kind of waited as long as they could to kind of break it to me. I think it had to do with that. We live here in the United States and they live all the way in Mexico. It's kind of hard to worry about somebody when there's so many miles in between you guys. In this conversation that we had over the phone, she let me know that she was ill. She had cervical cancer. I was like, what's cervical cancer? I really hadn't heard that much about it. Just a little bit here and there, but people don't really talk about it because it's a feminine part. Most people here, we don't really talk about body parts very openly. So it's not something like we hear about. Breast cancer is a little bit more known now because everybody talks about them. So I'm going to inform you about what is cervical cancer, what causes it, and how you can detect it. First, according to the Gala Encyclopedia of Cancer, 2nd edition, published in 2005, cervical cancer is classified as a group of abnormal cells that can be low grade or high grade. So, some little facts about cervical cancer are that about 12,000 women are diagnosed with cervical cancer a year, and almost 4,000 women die a year. According to PreventCervicalCancer.com, an estimated 1 woman dies every 47 minutes from cervical cancer. So this is some food for thought because it's not something we normally talk about. And it also occurs more often in women over 30, and what's funny is that cervical cancer is something that's preventable just with one easy test or just listening to your body. Another causes of cervical cancer can be the human papillomavirus, HPV, commonly called. There are more than 200 types of HPV, and over 7 of the genotypes of HPV can cause 90% of cervical cancer. According to John P. Harry from Human Papilloma in Access Science. So, and showing you a group of abnormal cells in the cervix. You know, it's kind of awkward maybe to see this so up close, but there it is. Most people don't really know what it is. Okay. Some of the other causes that cause cervical cancer, according to the American Cancer Society.org, is smoking, your diet, having sexual intercourse starting at a young age, or pregnancy at the age of 16 or younger can also make your risk for cervical cancer a little bit higher. So, some factors to keep in mind with trying to figure out the causes of cervical cancer. Another thing I wanted to talk to you about was detection. To help prevent cervical cancer, some of the things you can do to detect it would be to, according to the pamphlet of gynecological cancers printed in 2005 from the Department of California, is pelvic exams and pap smears. Most women go and get a pap smear exam once a year, or most women haven't even had them because it's something that's uncomfortable and we think it's not needed. But because we delay certain things for ourselves, it can cause more danger later on. So it's an easy test, not painless sometimes, but something you can do to help yourself out in the long run because you want to be here a little bit longer. Also, another other signs according to cancer.org, the American Cancer Society, to be able to detect cervical cancer would be noticing pain during sex or unusual discharge or abnormal bleeding. So, I know these are uncomfortable subjects to talk about, but for the men in the audience, also make sure that if you have women in your family to maybe bring up the conversation, because it's awkward, but if you do it, it might save someone's life later on. So now that I have informed you a little bit about cervical cancer, I hope you feel a little bit more comfortable talking about it with a woman in your life. So take the time out to save a life. And just to let you know, my aunt unfortunately lost the battle against cervical cancer, but with her passing away, it opened a lot of people's eyes to a different disease. Okay, that's it.